Think about the last time you said yes while every fiber of your being wanted to say no. Or the last conversation you walked away from feeling guilty, even though you knew you hadn't done anything wrong. These aren't signs of weakness. They are the physical symptoms of mental manipulation. Healthy social influence relies on a fair exchange of ideas. Manipulation, however, is a one-sided extraction. It is a calculated process of using your best traits, your empathy, your kindness, and your loyalty against you. To defend yourself, you need to rely on your internal alarm system. The human body often registers emotional traps through physiological signals long before the logical brain can label the specific tactic being used. This checklist highlights the primary triggers. If an interaction leaves you in a state of chronic confusion, triggers a reflexive urge to apologize, or creates an intense pressure to act instantly, your alarm is ringing. Recognizing these three internal sensations allows you to identify a potential hijack of your autonomy before you're fully entangled. The first alarm is guilt. Manipulators deploy the guilt trap by weaponizing past favors and victimhood. They aim to make you feel responsible for their unhappiness or their poor choices, so you'll comply with their demands. In a school setting, a peer might leverage a small favor, like homework help, to coerce a 12-year-old into giving up a video game. The student feels a false sense of debt and complies, even though the trade is unfair. For a 60-year-old, a relative might use past sacrifices as a weapon, saying, "After everything I've done, you won't do this one thing for me?" The weight of those years is used to force a decision. Both scenarios use the same mechanism. As the offender swaps their roles with the victim, they unbalance the emotional scale, forcing you to defend yourself instead of your boundaries. When a relationship relies on a constant ledger of past favors, it functions as an emotional debt collection scheme. The second alarm is confusion. This trap is built using gaslighting and isolation to rewrite your reality and cut off your escape routes. Isolation often begins with small seeds of doubt. A controlling friend might convince a 12-year-old that everyone else is talking behind their back, until the child feels they can only trust that one person. Gaslighting attacks your memory. A partner's flat denial of an event distorts your perception, much like this warping grid. Isolation makes this permanent. Removing outside voices ensures no one can verify the truth, leaving you trapped in their reality. Chronic confusion around a specific person signals that your psychological environment is being deliberately engineered. The final alarm is panic. The panic trap uses love bombing, fear, and false urgency to overwhelm your nervous system and force an immediate yes. In romance scams, this begins with love bombing. Scammers shower targets with intense attention and praise to build a massive, artificial sense of trust in a very short window of time. Once the target is hooked, the scammer introduces fear and false urgency. They might claim your bank account is compromised or the police are on their way, demanding action before the clock runs out. This artificial urgency is a neurological hack. It is designed to shut down critical thinking centers and force you to act on raw survival instinct. Anything truly good will still be there tomorrow. When an interaction forbids you from taking time to think or consulting a third party, the pressure itself serves as a red flag. A manipulator's influence depends on their tactics remaining invisible. Once you can label the framework they are using, you gain the upper hand. The first step is to pause. Use the script, "Let me think about it." A healthy person will respect this request. A manipulator will often react with anger or more pressure, which identifies their intent immediately. Step 2 is to set a boundary without JAD. This means you do not justify, argue, defend, or explain your decision. Over-explaining gives a manipulator more information to use against you. State your piece and step away. Finally, name it and reach out. Internally labeling a tactic as a guilt trip or gaslighting helps you detach emotionally. Then contact someone outside the situation, a friend or counselor, to anchor yourself back in reality. By identifying these patterns, you can spot the invisible strings before they are pulled. Awareness makes you a much harder target to manipulate.